The training deck of the Galactic Coalition Academy buzzed with the low hum of hollow projectors and the rhythmic clanging of sparring droids. Cadets from a dozen star systems milled about, their uniforms a patchwork of colors representing their home worlds. At the center of the room, a sparring ring glowed faintly, its boundaries marked by shimmering blue lines. The air was thick with anticipation. Today was the first day of hand-to-hand combat assessments, and everyone was sizing up their competition. Cadet Zara Kade stood apart, leaning against a bulkhead, her arms crossed. Her black jumpsuit, standard issue for Terran cadets, clung to her lean frame, but the faint scars crisscrossing her knuckles and forearms told a story her uniform couldn't. Earth, a class, 9 Deathworld, bred survivors, not scholars. Zara's gray eyes scanned the room, cataloging every twitch and glance from her peers. She'd learned early that trust was a luxury she Rosette, the most populous planet in the Coalition, didn't offer. For cadets in the core worlds, 2 reptilian Sathri, a hulking Gorvax, and a wiry telepathic Vren, clustered near the ring, their whispers sharp with disdain. Deathworlder, one hissed, the word dripping with venom. Terrans were rare in the Academy, their planet's brutal reputation preceding them. Most species here evolved on gentle worlds with stable climates and predictable ecosystems. Earth's chaotic gravity, toxic flora, and relentless predators made its people an anomaly, brutal, resilient, and, to many, terrifying. Zara ignored the murmurs. She'd heard them since arriving. Savage, barbarian, unstable. The Coalition needed soldiers, though, and Earth's recruits were unmatched in raw ability. That didn't mean they were welcome. The Sathri twins, Xar and Sar, had been hounding her for weeks, their forked tongues flicking with mockery. The Gorvax, Brack, followed their lead, his massive frame looming over her in the halls. The Vren, Celes, was subtler, probing her mind with telepathic jabs, testing her mental shields. Zar's defenses, honed by years surviving Earth's psychic predators, held firm. She wasn't here to make friends. She was here to prove herself. The instructor, a grizzled Tarakan with mandibles like curved blades, called the first group to the ring. Kade, Sathri twins, Brack, Celes. 4-on-1 spar. Standard rules. No lethal strikes, no weapons. Tap out or knockout ends it. Begin in 10. Zara's jaw tightened. 4-on-1 wasn't a spar. It was a setup. The instructor's mandibles twitched, a Tarakan smirk. She'd seen that look before. The Academy's brass wanted to test the Deathworlder, to see if she'd break or shine. Fine. She'd give them a show. The ring's blue lines pulsed as the 5 cadets stepped inside. The Sathri twins circled left, their scales glinting under the lights, tails lashing. Brack lumbered forward, his 3-meter frame casting a shadow. Celes hung back, eyes glowing faintly as he probed her mind again. Zara exhaled, slow and controlled, her heartbeat steady at 60 BPM. Earth's gravity was 1.5 times standard. Her muscles were denser, her reflexes sharper. They thought they had her outnumbered. They were wrong. Begin, the instructor barked. Xar lunged first, claws extended, aiming for her throat. Zara sidestepped, her body moving before her brain fully registered the attack. 12 seconds. She'd end this in 12. Second one to 2. Xar's claws grazed air as Zara ducked, her foot sweeping low to hook his ankle. He stumbled, tail thrashing for balance. She didn't give him time to recover. Her fist drove into his solar plexus, where Sathri nerve clusters sat. He gasped, scales paling, and dropped to one knee. Second 3 to 5. Sar came from the right, faster than his twin, aiming a tail strike at her ribs. Zara caught the tail under her arm, twisting hard. The Sathri yelped as she used his momentum to hurl him into Brack, who was charging like a freight shuttle. The collision sent Sar sprawling, but Brack barely flinched, his massive hand swinging for her head. Second 6 to 8. Zara dropped low, letting Brack's fist sail over her. She rolled forward, springing up behind him. Gorvax were strong but slow, their joints armored but predictable. She targeted the nerve bundle at the base of his neck, delivering a precise chop with the edge of her hand. Brack roared, stumbling, his nervous system misfiring. Second 9 to 11. Sealy's finally moved, his telepathic assault hitting like a wave. Zara's vision blurred. Images of Earth's razor vines choking her, of packhounds tearing at her flesh. Illusions, she growled, grounding herself in the pain of a bitten lip, blood sharp on her tongue. Sealy's hesitated. Surprise her shields held. She closed the distance in 2 strides, her knee driving into his abdomen. He crumpled, gasping. Second 12. Xa was back on his feet, lunging again. Zara spun, using his momentum to slam him face first into the ring's floor. The blue lines flickered as he tapped out, scales rattling. The others were down, Sar groaning, Brack twitching. Sealy's curled up, clutching his stomach. Enough, the instructor snapped. The ring's timer blinked. 12.4 seconds. The room was silent, cadets staring, some with mandibles agape, others with feathers bristling. Zara stood, breathing steady, not a scratch on her. For opponents, for infirmary trips. She wiped the blood from her lip and met the instructor's gaze. Pass, he grunted, mandibles still. Dismissed. The infirmary was a sterile white chamber, its walls lined with resin pods humming softly. Zara sat on a bench outside, waiting for the inevitable lecture. The Sathri twins were in pods, their scales dulled from bruising. Brack's pod was recalibrating his nervous system, and Sealy's was under psychic dampeners, recovering from mental feedback. None were critical. Zara had pulled her strikes just enough. The instructor, Commander Vrack, approached, his carapace gleaming under the lights. You've made enemies, Cade. They started it, she said, voice flat. 4-on-1 isn't a test. It's a message. Vrack's mandibles clicked. And you sent one back. 12 seconds. Academy record. But you humiliated core worlders. Their clans a pull. Zara shrugged. They'll live. Maybe they'll think twice next time. He studied her, his compound eyes unreadable. You're not here to make friends, are you? I'm here to fight. Earth doesn't breed diplomats. Vrack snorted, a Tarakan laugh. Good. Coalition's got enough talkers. But watch your back. Core worlders don't forget. The next day, the mess hall was quieter when Zara entered. Cadets parted as she walked to the food dispensers, their whispers muted. She loaded her tray, high-protein rations, Earth Standard, and sat alone. A Vren cadet, not Sealy's, approached cautiously, her antennae twitching. You're the Deathworlder, she said, voice soft. I'm Tila. Mind if I? Zara nodded to the empty seat. Tila sat, her small frame hunched. What you did, no one's ever taken down 4 core worlders like that. They're saying you're dangerous. They're not wrong, Zara said, chewing, but I don't start fights. Tila's antennae flicked. Sealy says you blocked his mind probe. How? Earth's got psychic predators. You learn to shield or you die. Tila blinked, her eyes wide. You're not what I expected. I thought Deathworlders were mindless. Zara smirked. We're not. Just practical. Weeks passed and the Academy's rhythm settled. Zara aced every combat drill. Her scores untouchable. The core worlders kept their distance, their bruises a lingering reminder. But the whispers grew louder, rumors of a challenge match, a chance for revenge. Zara didn't care. Let them come. She'd be ready. In the sim room, she trained alone, running Earth scenarios, gravity spikes, venomous storms, packhound ambushes. The hollow projectors struggled to keep up with her pace. One night, Tila joined her, watching as Zara dismantled a simulated razor beast in seconds. You're not just strong, Tila said. You're precise, like a machine. Earth doesn't reward sloppy, Zara replied, resetting the sim. You hesitate, you're dead. Tila hesitated, then asked, why join the coalition? You could stay on Earth, be a hero. Zara paused, the sim flickering. Earth's a graveyard. Coalition's got ships, tech, a way out. I fight here. I prove we're not just savages. Maybe Earth gets a seat at the table. Tila's antennae dipped. You think they'll ever accept you? They don't have to. They just have to respect me. The challenge match came a month later. The core worlders picked their best. A Sathri champion, a Gorvax wrestler, a Vren Psylord and a Tarakan Blade Dancer. 4-on-1, again. The arena was packed, cadets and instructors filling the stands. Zara stepped into the ring, her jumpsuit crisp, her scars hidden but present. The crowd's murmurs were a dull roar. The match lasted 14 seconds. The Sathri went down first, his tail pinned under Zara's boot. The Gorvax fell to a nerve strike. Same as before. The Vren Psy attack faltered against her shields, and a palm to his temple dropped him. The Tarakan's blades were holographic, non-lethal. But Zara disarmed him with a twist and sent him sprawling with a knee to the chest. The crowd was silent, then erupted. Some cheered, some hissed. Zara didn't care. She'd made her point. Vrak met her outside the infirmary again. "You're a problem, Kade." "Good," she said. "Problems get noticed." He clicked his mandibles. "You're promoted. Field training next. Survive that, and you might just make officer." Zara nodded, her gray eyes steady. Earth had forged her. The Coalition would learn to deal with it.